What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another. Let me actually connect this to my AirPod real quick. That way the audio is a little bit better. I didn't do that on one of my shorts and it was kind of wonky. Just bear with me for just a moment. All right. Welcome back to another episode here, the Bengals Crypt podcast. Haven't made any videos since the last podcast before the game last week, so we haven't talked about the devastating Joe Burrow injury. Really sucks, like a lot. Like this man just can't get a simple injury ever. I mean, yeah, he was under a lot of pressure, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of weird to say like we haven't made any moves to help him with the O line. Like we've drafted two O linemen who are working out pretty good. Dalton Reisner is a really good guard. He's just not used to our system yet. Ted Karras has been solid for us. And then you got Orlando Brown on the other side. So like let's calm down about this. Zach Taylor in the front office not doing enough to protect Joe Burrow. Like they're trying. It's just not working. And I feel like, look at all the other QBs that are hurt right now. Okay, I get Joe Burrow has an injury history, but you can't look at the past O lines, which were absolutely terrible, and be like, yeah, Bengals have done nothing because they've tried. It's just not working. But enough about that. We did get with a win with Jake the Great, Jake Browning. Hopefully, he's able to string together some wins. We have a really tough schedule, so it's going to be hard to get a lot of wins. But I'm hoping he does just enough or exceeds expectations. We're not going to put last game on him. We're going to put what we know of last year on him. He got flung into a game. All three of those picks, 100% his fault. 100%. I'm not even going to defend him on those. They were terrible. Like, there's no... The only one is still a bad throw, but it's not entirely his fault. It's the first one, because Yoshi just stopped running. But it would have got jumped either way, but maybe Yoshi could have broke it up. That's the only one I'll give him a little leeway on. But the other two, just under pressure, made a bad read. Now, overall, I think that, the defense got 2 more picks. They could have had 4. So on separate drives, the Geno Stone pick, the one where it hit the ground and he almost caught it, that would have been 3. And then in the back of the end zone in the fourth quarter, Cam Taylor-Britt had to jump over Jordan Battle. So that's another pick we could add. We could add 4 picks in that game. So just keep that in mind. Like, the defense is not bad. And I think that is a big reason why we can rely on Jake Browning a bit more. If the defense is winning the turnover battle, which we didn't actually win I think we tied the turnover battle because Browning threw 3 picks. We got 2, and then we had the turnover on downs right before Jake Browning's touchdown to end the game. So overall, I just think that without Joe Burrow, we're going to be a worse team, obviously. But I think we're going to be okay. Maybe. We'll have to see how this week goes. We're playing another backup quarterback. J.J. McCarthy's out. Carson Wentz is coming in. They also, I'll look at the injury report here in a bit, but, their O-line got decimated with injuries. So, I'm hoping we could get some good pressure this week. But let's start with our things for this week. Let's hit the stats real quick. Joe Burrow, maybe his final movements of the season, depending on when he's able to come back from that injury. So passing yards, he's at 19,190, 127th place, past Daryl LaMonica. And then Jamar Chase receiving touchdowns. He has 47 now, 175th place, past Bill Brooks, Michael Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, George Kittle, Golden Tate, Bobby Walston, and then Trey Hendrickson got his 79th sack. 85th place, he passed Aaron Schobel. Then Bengals all time, Jake Browning, 2,177 yards, 13th place, past Jack Thompson. And then again, Jake Browning, 14 passing touchdowns, 12th place, past Sam White and Jack Thompson. Rushing yards, Chase Brown, he's up to 1,259 yards, 24th place. He passed Andy Dalton and Stanford Jennings. Then receiving yards, Mike Gesicki's up to 697, 67th place, past Doug Dressler. Andre Yosevach up to 607, 74th place. He passed Larry Kinnebrew and our guy Trenton Irwin. Chase Brown, 542 yards, 80th place, past Willie Jackson. Drew Samples, 737, 64th place, past John Ross. Then receiving touchdowns, T. Higgins end up moving up to 10th place, tying for 10th place. He passed Rodney Hoffman with 35 touchdowns, but he's tied with Bob Trumpy, something like that. So that is that. Let me see. We're not doing no QB rankings. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I might do one mid-season or like after the season, regular season ends. But there's so many QB injuries. I'm just not doing it. I don't have the patience. So let's hit the weekly predictions next. Actually, before we actually get to this week 3 predictions, let's review how we're doing so far in the season. So right now I'm 24 for 9 in from week 1 and 2 combined. Week 1 I was 10 and 6. Week 2 I was 13 and 3, and I'm starting 1 and 0 for week 3. So hopefully another good week, but we shall see how that plays out. Bengals, Vikings. I've got the Bengals. Damn. Goodness. Let me turn my brightness down real quick. So I've got Bengals over the Vikings right now. I think our defense is going to do enough to get us the win. On top of Jake Browning not being trash. Oh, hold on. Before we get to all this, let's talk about Mitchell Tinsley. He has 1 career reception, but he looks insane. And if Yoshi doesn't, I think that Yoshi will not get a new contract if he's trying to push with us, if he's trying to push for like a huge contract, because of a man named Mitchell Tinsley. UDFA, we've got him for 4 years. Actually, I don't know. We might have to extend him after this year. Just because it may have been a 1-year UDFA contract. But regardless, if we sign him to a bigger deal and Yoshi does not perform, like Yoshi is my guy, but the week 1 and 2, he was targeted 5 times last week, only got 1 catch. A lot of them were like contested outside. There's the pick. It's not all his fault for that 1 and 5, But he hasn't been super productive in these first couple weeks. So we'll see how it goes throughout the rest of the season. He's usually a red zone guy anyways, and we weren't in the red zone much in the Browns game, so but if he doesn't perform, Mitchell Tinsley can push him for a roster spot. And then obviously we'll draft some more people and make some more moves. So he's gotta be careful, and he can't ask for too much because we can't give him too much. But that touchdown by Tinsley, elite. That's elite. But I got the Bengals winning. All that to say that. Um, the Packers, I got them beating the Browns. I think that's a no-brainer. Like the Packers defense has been like really, really good, and the Browns offense has been really, really bad. So I think that one's clear. All right, I got the Colts over the Titans. This is going to be a close game. All rivalry games are either they're a blowout or it's close as hell. There's and it's like low scoring. There's never like a shootout, really. Rarely a shootout with rivals. Is it? It's either a defensive slugfest, a really weird game, or it's a blowout. But Cam Ward is going to do a lot to try to get his first win. But Daniel Jones has just looked different with the Indianapolis Colts. Now I think it's a fluke right now. Right now I think it's a fluke. But he is playing well right now. So we shall see. Steelers Patriots. I got the Steelers winning this one. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I don't see it being super high. Although both teams have been putting up pretty high points. I think the defenses are gonna come through and make it a good solid defensive battle there. I think the Steelers will get the win, but it's kind of hard to say on that one. Eagles Rams. I'm glad I reviewed these because that one went away. I got the Eagles winning this one. Until they get beat, their momentum is gonna push them for a while. So once they finally lose a game, that's where I think they're gonna stumble. But for now, like their offense does not look very good. I'm like, let's go back. Let's go back to week 2. I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts did not have 100 passing. Oh, he's 101. 101 passing yards. That was it. Saquon had 88 and a touchdown. Hurts didn't even have a lot of rushing yards. Only 15 and a touchdown. Smith, Brown combined for over 75, and then no one else on the team had over 10 yards receiving. So really, it's just their defense. So if you find a better, like a team with a just good offense, like okay, before Joe Burrow got hurt, Eagles, Bengals, we don't play this year. But if we did, I feel like we could beat them. Without Joe Burrow, it's different. But yeah, that's my just my gauge. I feel like the Eagles' offense is hot garbage right now, but their defense is keeping them alive. Bucks, Jets, no Justin Fields this week, so Bucks are gonna easily destroy them. I would have had the Bucks winning anyway, but no Fields, no Jets. Raiders, Commanders. I've got the Commanders. Marcus Mariota is their starting quarterback this week, though. It's a very weird one. Very weird. But I feel like they're gonna do enough to get the win. I, it's It's hard to really say why. Maybe it's because Geno's 4 picks. Like, if the I think that might be a big part of it. Like, Geno is hot and cold right now. Week 1, they won. Geno looked really good other than a couple picks. Week 2, it was the Chargers. The Raiders usually look trash against the Chargers for some reason. So it was really hard to say on that. But I think I'm going to go Commanders. Falcons and Panthers. I've got the Falcons in this one. Panthers have been really disappointing. But again, it's another one of those division games, and I feel like it's going to be kind of close. They also, the Falcons did cut young. I don't know if it's Young Waku or Young Hoku, but he got cut this week. So Parker Romo is taking over, which is interesting. Texans, Jaguars. I got the Texans in this one. The Jaguars did pretty good against us, but I feel like we saw BTJ is a very good wide receiver. But if Trevor Lawrence is throwing him a hospital ball, he's not even going to try. And that alone is the reason I think they're going to lose a lot of games this year. And like, if it's not perfect passes from Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence, the way he waved off his coach against us last week, like, if you're already going to start beefing with your coach week 2, you're going to lose some games. I've got the Chargers over the Broncos. I'm really big on the Broncos this year, but I feel like they're starting slow, and I don't think it's going to get any better right now. They just put Dre Greenlaw on IR, so their defense is going to be a little weaker. The Chargers are hot right now. At least their defense is going to win them this game. Like, the Broncos offense has started off slow. So I think the Chargers are going to get another one. They're going to be 3-0 in the division. Damn. Wouldn't it? Hold on. Let's look at their schedule, because so their first 3 games are all division games. And then they don't play another game until week 13. So they have 9 games in a bye between their next division game, which is just crazy to me. Why would they stack their division games like that? Just and the fact that you're starting 2-0, like, you're setting yourself up to win the division. The Raiders are 1-1. The Broncos are 1-1, I think. Yeah. Or are they 2-0? They're 1-1. Yeah, the Raiders are 1-1. Chiefs are on 2. You win this game against Denver, you're dropping them to 1-2. Raiders lose, like I'm predicting them to, 1-2. Haven't got to the Chiefs yet. I don't even remember who they're playing. But if they lose again, Chargers are in a good spot. They're looking to make a playoff push this year. All right. Let me see. Khalil Mack is going to the IR, so that will play a factor there. Saints, Seahawks. Seahawks just smoked the Steelers. I'm pretty sure they're going to handle the Saints pretty good. Saints are garbage. Cowboys, Bears. I've got the Cowboys. Everyone said in the beginning of the year they weren't going to have a rushing attack, but I think they're fine. Jadeveon Clowney signs with the team and decides to go do trespassing activities and get arrested, so he might not play. But they didn't have him last week either, and they got the win. So Cardinals, Niners is questionable. I think Matt Jones showed that he can do enough to get the win, but I need him to do it again. Like, you have to maintain your consistency. Plus, no George Kittle. I think they got some other injuries too. So now Purdy is day to day right now, so I'm anticipating him being back for week 4. Kittle went on IR week 1, so he should be eligible week 5 or 6. So the Niners might be okay. They may have survived the injury demons. Oh, that's who the Chiefs playing. Xavier Worthy ain't playing. I will say that's a big factor. Once they get Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy back, I think this is going to turn the Chiefs around. I got them winning against the Giants. But with what the Giants did last week against the Cowboys, it's, it's not crazy to say they'll win this game. It's not. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, the Giants next year might be a playoff team. Not this year. 0-2 already with semi high expectations from a lot of the fan bases. I think they're going to struggle to get the wins needed, but I think they're going to put up a good performance. They will not have a top 5 pick this year. Who did I have in this one? It disappeared. I think I'm gonna go Baltimore to get the win over Detroit. This is gonna be either a blowout, the line's getting blown out, or it's gonna be a close game, like a high scoring close game. And if it's a high scoring close game, I think the Lions will win. But at the same time, the Lions are not going to do to the Browns or to the Ravens what the Browns did to the Ravens, just completely immobilizing the running game. So I'm anticipating the higher score. But do the Ravens choke? I hope so. But I don't think so. Not this time. And then obviously, just for confirmation for y'all, I did not change my prediction. I said Buffalo would beat Miami. Now that was a game. That was more of a game than it probably should have been. I'm surprised. But we got the win in the end. So, let's see. Since I did my weekly prediction, we're going to go ahead and knock out the hot takes. Just give me 1 minute. I got a little thing I'm doing here. Okay. All right, so let's see. Game 1, obviously, it's the Bengals game. Last week I said that the defense would get 2 turnovers. So one would be an interception, one would be a fumble. We did get 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a turnover on downs. So I was correct in that. This week, I'm going to say Chase Brown rushes for over 100 yards. He has yet to do it this year, and honestly, the running game has looked really bad, a lot worse than I thought it would. I thought we were going to rely on it a lot, and now with Joe Burrow being down, I feel like we need to a little bit more. Take some of the pressure off of Jake Browning, although I think Jake Browning will perform. Green Bay, Cleveland. Cleveland holds Green Bay under 30 rushing yards as a team. After what they did against Derrick Henry, you gotta put it in there. You gotta put out the feelers on that one. Colts, Titans. Ooh. Cam Ward throws for 4 touchdowns and still loses. That's the bold prediction in there. The hot take. Steelers, New England, both teams record a defensive touchdown. I like that one. Eagles, Rams. Let's see. That's crazy. Jalen Hurts doesn't have a single passing touchdown. So that's going to be the prediction. Jalen Hurts does not have a passing touchdown through 3 weeks. I think I'm satisfied with that one. Because he 100% should be capable. That's why it's a hot take. He should 100% be capable of getting a passing touchdown. But is he going to do it? 3 weeks in a row, no passing TDs? Crazy. Jets, Bucks. Who's even Tyrod Taylor? Dang. Hit 7 completions on 11 attempts, 56 yards. Baker throws 5 touchdowns. I'm going to throw it out there. MVP candidate number 1 for me right now. Baker Mayfield. Raiders, Commanders. Mariota rushes for over 100 yards on his former team. Panthers, Falcons. Falcons kicker misses 3 kicks. They still win the game, but they re-sign young Wiku. Bold prediction right there. Parker Run was not bad, but it's just a Falcons thing, man. Like them, the Bills, and the Vikings, they miss kicks. Texans, Jaguars. Both quarterbacks throw at least 2 picks and throw for less than 200 yards. I think that's a pretty good prediction. I mean, like, I don't know. Jags offense is obviously much improved, but I feel like both the offenses the Bengals just played had a case of the dropsies. And they would just drop passes like randomly. Chargers, Broncos. Herbert throws 3 touchdowns, and Amari Hampton is going to run the offense this week. Over 100 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns for Amari Hampton. 2 touchdowns. We'll make it a little less of a hot take. Saints, Seahawks. Saints get shut out. It's not a super hot take, but it's a hot take. They should be able to put up some points with the way they played this year. Cowboys, Bears. Overtime game. Caleb Williams throws 3 touchdowns. '49ers, Cardinals. McCaffrey held under 50 rushing yards, but has over 100 receiving. I like that one. I like it. Chiefs, Giants. Malik Neighbors has more receiving yards than Patrick Mahomes has passing yards. Lions, Ravens. There are 4 100-yard rushers. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. That would be epic. That would be a great game to watch. Is there not a Monday Night Football game? Oh, wait. That is the Monday Night Football game. I was like, hold on. Something ain't right here. And I forgot I'm recording this on Sunday, so that makes a lot more sense. I was like, tomorrow. Tomorrow night is the last game? Something ain't adding up here. All right, standings. Let's take a look at standings. I'll have to decipher my pictures. So, before changing my predictions all the way to week 18, after the results of this week in my first app or website, the standings would have been Bills, Broncos. If the Broncos lose this week, I'm going to start flipping some of their games. Bills, Broncos, Ravens, Texans, Bengals, Chiefs, Steelers. Steelers, the only team below 10 wins, making the playoffs at 9-8. Other side, Bucks, Niners, Eagles, Packers, Commanders, Lions, Seahawks. The lowest 2 teams having 12 wins. This next one is purely based. This is the current. Actually, it's not. Give me one moment. Because a game has been played. The current NFL standings. Chargers 1. Bengals 2. Colts 3. Bills 4. Bills would technically be 1 because they're the only 3-0 team, but that's also the reason why they're down at 4 because they're the only team to play 3 games. Raiders 5. Ravens 6. Steelers 7. That is the current AFC. Current NFC, Packers 1. Niners 2. Eagles 3. Bucks 4. Cardinals 5, Rams 6, Falcons 7. So that is the current one. Let me see. Then I added in after like all this week, just this week's predictions, it would go Chargers 1, Bills 2, Bengals 3, Colts 4, Ravens 5, Steelers 6, Texans 7. Which is weird to me. Because how? Oh, I guess because they're 0-2 right now. So I guess them winning this week against the Jaguars would move them over the Jaguars. Okay, that makes sense. Checks out. And then on the other side, it would be Eagles 1, Niners 2, Packers 3, Bucks 4. Let me pull this back up just because I'm not looking at that anymore. Falcons 5, Cardinals 6, and Seahawks 7. And then I did go through and change everything. So let me see what my end of season standings are looking like at the moment. I got the Bills at 1. Dang it. What the hell happened? Oh, I clicked on the Falcons. My fault. All right, the Bills at 1. And this is with full season predictions in. Bills at 1, Broncos at 2, Ravens at 3, Colts at 4, Steelers at 5, Texans at 6, Chiefs at 7, Bengals miss playoffs 9 and 8 once again. And then on the NFC, I got the Bucks 1, Niners 2, Eagles 3, Packers 4, Lions 5, Commanders 6, and Seahawks 7. So that's kind of a four-way breakdown of the current look for the the playoffs. Matter of fact, right here, Steelers versus Colts. Right now, I'd probably go Colts. Texans, Ravens easy. Chiefs, Broncos. I'm gonna say Broncos. Kind of questionable though. Packers, Lions, Packers. Eagles, Commanders. Gonna go Eagles. Seahawks, Niners. Gonna go Seahawks. Then the divisional, Ravens, Broncos, going to go Ravens there. Bills, Colts, going to go Bills. 49ers, Eagles, going to go Niners. They will hopefully have Brock Purdy and everybody and company all healthy by then. Packers, Bucks, I'm going to go Packers based off their defense. Bills, Ravens, the rematch. I'm going to give it to the Ravens. And for now, just because I feel like they'll get that revenge. Packers, Niners. The Packers always choke against the 49ers in the playoffs. So it is the Super Bowl between the 49ers and the Ravens, and I will take the Niners in that one. But we shall see. We shall see. What else we got? What other segments do we have? Fantasy football. I don't have a single 2-0 team. I have a lot of teams. Jaden Daniels is out. Oh, God. I have to move Bryce Young in there. Chris Godwin is still out. Man, any Eagles receivers right now is just a mass disappointment. Did Tyrone trade? Is he not doing anything? Like, whoa, hold on. Let me look at this, man. What are you doing? How are you in 37th? I'm lost. Goodness. All right, let's look at some other ones. 0-2 in the All-Rookie League. Yeah, there are no changes there. Brock Purdy's questionable. He's basically out. We're actually gonna have to go sign a quarterback. And I already have all my IR spots with 5 players in this league on IR. I have Joe Mixon, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Jaden Reed, and Joe Burrow all on IR right now. Now, Jordan Mason, it will be the starting running back this week, and I'm actually going to throw him in there against the terrible Bengals run defense, which I don't think is that bad, but I guess they're 31st ranked in the league, so I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy is not playing. So we're going to have to make some moves here. Daniel Jones is available, the number 2 fantasy quarterback. Honestly, at this point, we're just going to cut Joe Burrow. Might as well. He's pretty much out for the season. So, and I think Daniel Jones will do plenty to get me a W today. Maybe. We'll see. I'm also 0-2 in this league, so I got a crazy squad too. They're just all injured. All right. Next league. We are 1-1 in this one. It's mainly because Derrick Henry did absolutely nothing that I lost this. I also have Jared Goff, who I don't want to play against Baltimore, I don't think. We do have a reserve spot because I had Jaden Reed in here too. Goodness, let's go find a player to replace him. Let's bring in Franklin. Gonna have to put a waiver claim in on him. Won't have him for this week. We are 1-1 in this league, like I just said. Hopefully, I got a lot of high number players in here. 7th quarterback, 12th running back, 16th running back, 40th wide receiver, 8th wide receiver, 4th tight end, 3rd running back, 22nd kicker, and 26th defense. So we shall see. All Bengal team. I already put Jake Browning in. We're 0-2 in this league. No one's surprised by that. I basically didn't have a quarterback last week. Depressingly. We're going to put Jared Goff in over CJ Stroud in this one. We're 1-1 in this league as well. Got CMC, Bucky Irving, Cortland Sutton, JSN, Kyle Pitts, Garrett Wilson, Money Mac, Eagles defense. I'm good with my bench. Staying my bench. We already looked at that league. Now we'll look at one more of my important leagues. 1-1 in this league as well. I just lost to my brother, Big L. So, go to my team. I got Baker, Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, who's been a little disappointing, but I think he's about to get a big role. Nico, also disappointing. AJ Brown, I want to take him out. How many points did this man have? He had 14 points. Is he the number 1 back now? Yeah. We're going to put him in over AJ Brown. Because AJ Brown is not doing anything for me. That's a wide receiver spot. Oh. We would put Cortland Sutton in the receiver spot. And put what is his name? Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, otherwise known as Bill. He will be in the starting lineup now. And then I got Money Mac and the Denver defense. My backup QB is hurt. Chris Godwin should be back soon. That'll be a huge boost. I'll put him over Cortland Sutton, or maybe Nico. So one of them breaks out. But yeah, I think we're gonna end this one here. I think we covered a lot of good stuff. Um, going to hope for a Bengals win this week. Is really hard to predict that though. I have no idea if I think I have an idea of what Jake Browning's gonna end up being, but it's hard to tell for sure. But we will see what happens. I might go live briefly tomorrow, but we shall see. Who day to all you Bengals fans out there. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.